All right, FEIXIAO is now here in the game. We have the newest freaking Fox Gigastrong general in the game. Go ahead and check her out. As you can see here, this is the team I'm currently running. Ideally, I've mentioned this before, the best team for FEIXIAO is going to be Topaz, Aventurine, Robin in this slot, and then FEIXIAO, obviously. But if you don't have FEIXIAO, that is completely fine. This character does a lot of crazy damage. You can see my stats here. My speed, honestly, is probably a little too high. I would want to get this down a little bit and probably just convert that over into attack. We can go ahead and pull up the Pridewin website right here, and then we can go to the builds and go over the ideal substats that you're going to want. So HP wise, you want 2,800 plus whatever. If you hit that 2,800 benchmark, that's going to be good. Defense isn't necessarily needed to be that high. If it's high, I mean, I try to get that down because you want your other stats to be very, very good. The attack, we can see here, depending on whether you are running speed or attack boots. As we go ahead and check out my FEIXIAO, we go over here to the relics. I am running speed boots, but that could honestly be changed out quite a bit. We'll go ahead and jump back over here to the full stat breakdown. So we, as I mentioned, my speed is a little high, because ideally you want your speed to be in that 112 134 range if you want to zero cycle MOC. At this point though, given the teams, I think you're going to be fine with or without that. My crit rate though is low, as we can see here, only being 71.8%. Keep in mind, I do not currently have the light cone, so just keep that in mind. I only have swordplay equipped at the moment. I do think either the signature or Topaz's signature is going to be best in slot. And then we go over here and look at the crit damage. You look at that, 134%, 154%. Oh my Jesus, I am way below this. So just keep that in mind. That's not going to be necessarily a showcase with my FEIXIAO. I'll probably get some images and some video of some FEIXIAO properly getting stupid damage. But you know, that is, if you want like a rough gauge where your FEIXIAO is going to be, this is what you want. And then we got here the trace priority. You want your ultimate and talent to be giga boosted. Also, you want Heaven's Path first, then Form Shift, then Bolt Catch. Very, very standard. Jumping down here, we can see that they actually do have FEIXIAO's signature being super high, obviously great rate, being able to ultimate damage. Defense is very, very strong. They do have ratios light cone above Topaz's. I think this should be flip-flopped. My own personal opinion on that. And obviously, you know, Perta shop light cone being right there. So ideally that is like the criteria you want. So you know, it is what it is. So let me go ahead and get some, you know, some gameplay of a FEIXIAO actually doing it. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and show a little bit of a change in the team composition. I'm actually going to be running Ruan Mei here, and then this is mainly to be showing how to play FEIXIAO properly. So you're going to get an attack boost using her E skill, right? See down here, boom, you get an attack buff, and you know, you get your follow-up, all that good jazz. Go ahead and use Topaz here. We get a follow-up with FEIXIAO. She now has the Flying Orises completely maxed out. However, we're going to hold on to that for a little bit. On May's skill here. Okay, that's fine, whatever. And just Okay, we get our ultimate back with Venturine. We're going to use that on, let's say, this guy here. So he's going to be receiving increased crit damage. And, you know, we can getting all this great stuff. That's fine. All right, now we have our ultimate ready to go, and then we have our skill. So we're going to be using our skill, getting that glorious attack buff. All these follow-up attacks. Yeah, that's cool. That's great. Now we're going to be having Topaz go here. Let's go ahead and attack this one right here. Use Topaz's ultimate to increase the follow-up damage capabilities. By doing so, FEIXIAO's ultimate actually is going to be increasing as well, given that with one of her traces, it's considered as follow-up damage. So we're just going to be pumping this out. Keep in mind, this is a very weak version of FEIXIAO, and 86k is pretty good. And it's really not that difficult to build her up at all. So we see that 86k. Now we're just going to launch it straight away. We're not going to be worried about any of it. So recommending we do this. Boom. Boom. And now we do launch all that. 70k. So you can see it's a little bit lower given the fact how we don't have the attack buff up. Go ahead and pull our FEIXIAO. So we have the damage boost. Stacking up to 5 times, we have 5 of that. Right? We have Flying Oris's ultimate damage increase for 1 more turn. We have the Thunder Hunt is damage dealt increased by 45%. We have the Fortified Wages, that is a means thing, so don't worry about that. Bolt catches up 48%. Damage dealt increased by 64%. Weakness break efficiency by 50%. That's not necessarily important because ideally you're going to be running Robin. You're going to be getting more damage. And then we have a speed boost, and then just the follow-up attacks are just going to be doing, you know, whatever, essentially. So we're going to try to get this built back up pretty quickly. Now, will it? I don't know. But this is just like a rough look at a FEIXIAO that's not properly built out yet. And you can still see the amount of damage that actually is being dished out is quite impressive. All right, so we're on the final stage here. We got that. All right, so now we're ready for just good damage max. We have everything ready to go. So we're going to be using skill. We're going to be using green to, let's focus. Yeah. All right, so now we are going to be running May, then Topaz. All the follow-up damage stuff, that's great. We're on May to help boost damage. We have Topaz here to be boosting follow-up damage as well. Now we have FEIXIAO on the proof of debt enemy. So we saw 86k was the max we had previously. We're gonna be doing that, and then banging this out. 100k. So it does take a little bit of buildup, I've noticed, and I'm sure people are seeing higher numbers, but it's taking a little bit of buildup to get to that point. Now you might have the signature, you might have your FEIXIAO built properly and not with the stupid ludicrous speed that I have mine at, but she is very, very strong, and she's going to be very good for the long haul.